Welcome to our bargain book haul! So today we went to 4 different bookstores. The first one we went to was the Dahlia's Books, and then we went to 2 different Books Millions and a Barnes & Noble.
Okay, we're kind of each just going to show a book together.
Yes.
We got a couple of the same books, but we're just going to go through them together and show you what we got.
Let's do this. So the first book that I picked out was Jane Atwell's Half Broke Horses, and I just read 2 of her books last year, and they're really good, so we found 1 copy of this.
Yeah, I wanted to get one, but it was the only one, so I didn't get one.
My precious.
I don't even know what it's about. Did you ever read the back?
No. I just bought it because I like her.
I like her.
I liked her other books, so I had to get her 3rd one.
Alright, the first book that I got is The Diviners.
We actually both got one of these.
Yeah, we did.
And she hasn't read it yet, but it was the last book I read last year, and it's fantastic. I have a copy of this already, but I saw this cover.
It's a different cover. It's cool.
To own another one. It's beautiful.
It's hardback, and it was $3.
It's the UK cover, which is much better than the American one, in my opinion.
Gorgeous.
We also got another one of the same one. It's The Earth Turned Upside Down by Jules Verne. I have no idea what this is about. But I saw Jules Verne, and I thought it looked good. And
the synopsis sounded really good. It sounded kind of interesting. The cover is pretty cool looking. Looks interesting. We were doing not even out of our comfort zone books, but just different books. Just kind of picking up ones that were like, this sounds really interesting.
Not just the stuff we were familiar with, something new and exciting.
Now, Deborah loves these books. Agatha Christie books.
I saw them on the shelf, and I had a small freak out. And I had to get 7 of them because they're so good.
7?
I want to. They're good books, okay? And
she likes these covers.
They're beautiful. Okay, wait.
I just picked a random one that I liked the cover because I would really like to start reading these. I want to get into more mystery books.
The ones that I got: Passenger to Frankfurt, Double Sin, Ordeal by Innocence, A Pocket Full of Rye.
I like that one.
Dead Man's Folly, Appointment with Death, and Partners in Crime.
7.
And so begins my Agatha Christie collection.
The next book I got is Dawn by Elie Wiesel. I actually heard about them at work. Someone told me about them because I had read Night like 6 times in high school and I love it. It's like later on in his life after Night happened, like after all of that. It's books about later on in his life. It's a trilogy. This is the 2nd one. So I really enjoyed Night. Figured I'd get this one.
Okay, so the next one that I got, I have no idea who. I did get this. Oh. I have no idea who this author is, but I saw it and I just randomly picked it up. It's The Lullaby of Polish Girls by Dagmara Dominczewicz. I don't know how to say that name. I'm very sorry. I don't know how to pronounce that. I think it's all Polish. And I flipped through it and it looked really good. But it sounds interesting and it's something that I don't usually read, so I'm excited to pick it up and read outside my comfort zone.
The next 2 books I got are both by Charles Dickens. I got The Haunted House and Somebody's Luggage. And they just sounded really good. Just really good stories. One's about like ghost stories. Everyone goes to this house and spends a few nights there and then all come together and the book's like they're telling of their ghost happenings. And this one's about someone finds some luggage with really good stories in it and they get them published, but they have no idea whose luggage it was, so they don't know who wrote the stories. But they end up getting them published and then that person really comes back and finds them. I don't know. That sounded really interesting.
So I found these 3 little books just randomly, and I don't know. I've never heard of them before. They're small collections of short stories. There's 3 of them, and the first one in the collection is missing, but I got 2, 3, and 4. There's Air, Fire, and Water right here. And they're just little collections of elemental short stories from what I can tell. They look really good. It looks like they'll go really quickly. And they're just really pretty. I love the covers to them. There we go.
The next book I got is called The Memory Palace by Edward Hollis. I've never heard of this. The cover kind of intrigued me. It looked really cool. It's a book of lost interiors because I like this part. How we transform rooms into memory palaces, which remind us of where we've come from and who we are. So that just seemed really, really interesting.
It sounds magical.
Just sounds fun because I'm really into like collecting and knickknacks, and this kind of seems like it's all about like the knickknacks people have in all their rooms, like on a scale of like a castle, or it says like his grandma's tea room or something. So I thought it sounded really interesting.
Okay, so this next one we both got a copy of it. It's Tales of Two Cities, and it's the birth of the modern city, Paris and London. I read that backwards. Paris and London, the birth of the modern city. And it's talking about the ties between the two cities and how that started. I don't know. This kind of spoke to me because I've been to both of those cities, so
I've been to one.
Been to one of them. I think it'd be interesting to kind of learn more of the history and not just vaguely remember, you know, what I did there. So, it talks about the global influence of both the cities. Again, we're both trying to read
really
more
interesting
nonfiction, so this will be an interesting step into that. Kind of remember those beautiful places we've been to.
I know, they're gorgeous. Never read The Lord of the Rings. I've read The Hobbit. I love the movie, read the book, love it. But I've never read or watched The Lord of the Rings. That is my book of, what is it, books I've never read but probably should have. That is at the top of my list, is The Lord of the Rings. So, at the book warehouse we were at, we happened to find The Lord of the Rings box set.
Look at it. Look at it.
I like these covers. I like this edition a lot. They're really pretty. And it's Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, so...
And now she can become as obsessed with Lord of the Rings as I am.
And most people in the world. Because I've never read them, so definitely on my TBR very shortly. Of 2016, for sure.
The next book that I got is another nonfiction one, and again, has to do with France. It's just Dickens on France. I believe this is just a collection of his writings from his travels, different pieces of journalism that he wrote. Three things that I'm interested in. Charles Dickens, travel, and journalism, so this will be right up my alley. I'm probably going to read this one, first. I'm excited about him.
The next book I got is also Jeanette Wells, and I have read Glass Castle multiple times. I first read it in high school, and I really, really enjoyed it. It's an amazing book. And she was telling me, I've never looked her up to see what else she has written, but Deborah told me that she read The Silver Star, 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
Really recent.
Right in December.
And I wasn't even looking for it, and we happened to stumble upon her at on the shelf.
It's very similar in tone to The Glass Castle, so
I really think I'll enjoy it.
And if you read The Glass Castle and enjoyed it, then you need to read that one too. If you haven't read The Glass Castle, then go
read The Glass Castle.
Buy it now, because it's amazing. The last book that I got at the book warehouse was actually poetry. I'm trying to read more poetry and be aware of it because I love poems, but I don't always pay attention to who wrote it. Collection of poetry by John Clare, and I kind of flipped through there, and most of them are pretty short, just a page or two. And they sounded really pretty. Wanted to read some more poetry. So this is going to be my first poetry read of the year.
Okay, I have 2 more books that I got at the book warehouse. I got Afterworld by Scott Westerfeld. I picked this up before and read the synopsis, and then my mom was like, oh yeah, it sounds really interesting, you should get that one. It was paperback, and I think it's $15. So I was like, meh, I'll hold off. But I found a kind of beat up copy. It's a little beat up. It's alright, it was $5 for a hardback. It sounds really interesting. The last book I got, I saw a copy without the dust jacket, so I didn't want to get it, and then as we were walking up to the counter, I happened to see this lying on one of the tables. So I grabbed it. It's Number the Stars. Lois Lowry wrote it. And I remember that I loved it in 5th grade, so now I really want to read it again.
We've got some serious books here. I started looking at these.
Wide variety.
Yeah, it is. It's a wide variety, and none of them are fluffy books. And usually I buy young adult or something.
I'm really good at buying fluffy books because it's comfort zone books. That's what I'm going to call them.
Actually surprising.
But that's our goal. Both of us agreed for 2016. Our book goal is going to do outside of our comfort zone books.
Because I think we've both gotten stuck in a rut a little bit of reading the same kind of books over and over.
Because it's easy.
It's
you
familiar.
You don't have to work hard to find the book that you're going to like. You kind of just know.
So we're going to stretch ourselves a little bit, find some new things to read. Poetry, fiction, Dickens, France, all these wonderful things. I just want to embrace my books and start reading them.
I want to read a little bit of everything, more subjects, more... I want to read a little bit of
reading horizons.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So I saw this book in the bargain section,
And she made me buy it.
I made her
Again-
buy it because I read it last year and it is so good. It was one of the best books I read last year.
Again, she didn't really tell me much about it. She just said she loved it. So I said, why not? I'll buy it. So I'm intrigued. I like reading books that I don't know anything. I already said I don't know anything about, but when someone else tells me they really, really enjoyed it.
It's so good.
No matter what their genre. I just like being like, I know someone else really enjoyed this book, so I'm gonna read it. I mean, I'm just saying this as if I were a viewer, I would be curious what we spent on all the bargain books versus what it would have cost if we bought them retail full price.
Bargain book haul. Alright, so thanks for watching our video and we'll have another video up next week.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.